As a whole, it was really just the teenagers coming of age, wanting to be out there and doing things.
Typical Saturday night date was go to the movies, and you go to the A&W and get a milkshake and check it, see everybody that was there.
The music, of course, made our parents just terribly irritable, but that in itself was one of those things that, hey, this is rebellion. So there was that certain amount of rebellion within acceptable parameters, of course.
He was a character. He was always cracking jokes, and he was fun to be around. Always had a big stogie, all the time. And he was definitely a unique type of personality for this town.
I was in a group called Supreme Court back in the late 60s, early 70s, and Kelly booked us some, and we played down at the Teen Center down at Perry's Parking Building here in town. And my brother and several other guys started off there. A group called the Tangents, then the Supreme Court, and then Sundance later. But Kelly was the booking guy that we actually got acquainted with and worked with him on several occasions.
He was just almost a larger-than-life character, really. Everybody knew him. The moms and dads knew him because he was a salesman at Shoemaker's shoe store.
His idea was to have a place for the teens to go in Blount County. So he had this location that he could use, and he just used it to the best of the equipment and the area that it was in.
This building was just flat, old brick, and a few windows. And then right there, above those bushes there, in exactly that same place was this big glass window.
It used to be a teen center, and they had bands that played for the sock hops or whatever you called it back then.
There was generally, 4 or 5 cars and a bunch of kids out here just hanging out, listening to the music.
Back in those days, I was playing with Clifford Russell and the Martells. And of course, I've known Lonnie and Alan Williams, Darrell Blevins, and a lot of those guys for a long time.
The Kelly Sock Hop, as it was called, as far as the end of that, unfortunately had some racial overtones, which was very common in that day.
To have this basement here in place for bands from all over East Tennessee and all over the place to come in and play, I don't think it was welcomed by the older generation, but the kids loved it, and it was a great opportunity for them.
Kenneth Kelly received a number of threats that he was allowing black folks, that wasn't their word at that time, of course, but he was allowing those bands to play for their children, and that was just, taboo.
Now, after 30 some odd years, almost 40, we're coming back to play a little bit, and we've got 5 original guys. One of them didn't play with us, our drummer today, but he played with groups at that time. So the youngest guy in the group's 60, and it's not me. So.
I was asked to help do some background vocals and maybe sing a few solo spots as they worked out the set list as to what they were going to play.
I guess I'm honored to be included in it because it was a very important part to the guys who were originally involved in their formative years to be 16, 17 years old, 18 years old, and have an opportunity to play in front of 200-300 people. My understanding was the club would hold.
I feel very honored to be a part of this. That somebody would even think of me as good enough or worthy enough to play with these guys and play this music, and hopefully I think we did it justice, but I think it's a very humbling experience.
The big deal was seeing all these people I hadn't seen in a long time and reconnecting with them, and not just the musicians, but I mean just people in the crowd that were there and their reaction to it. I just felt like that, you know, they really wanted to hear that kind of music, you know, and that music's still relevant to a lot of people. So I guess that was the takeaway that I got from it, that the music was still really a powerful thing and that people really like to hear that kind of music played that way.
Without a doubt, with a little help from my friends. We had to cut it short, and we couldn't have done better. It was the perfect song to end with. The emotion, the energy was there. The magic was there.
Okay, it's a stone cold gas, man.
That's right. Thank you.